You've made me a better leader just by watching you. Why you give opportunities now to people to run through them more? Do you think that has something to do with it?
42 million revenue, and now we're up to about 250 million.
Well, there it just draw my attention. Like I just saw power, confidence, attitude. You know.
You're amazing. I've done a lot of interviews. Just a little feedback. You're a great interviewer too.
Never lose that magic, Jeff.
All right, what it is, the Make More Money podcast. Jeff J here to make your day. We just finished probably one of the most life-changing events for so many people. Xpro Domination Conference. I was able to witness out of all my events. I'm not even just saying this was my favorite event. If you didn't come to Cabo, you missed out. But what I witnessed on that was actually a leader, a really fast friend, and someone who I respect on just going through and seeing acts of service. We're going to talk and chop it up on many things, but a little bit about the event, a little about his business. But I do want to say that we put this Make More Money podcast in to inspire you. All right, to inspire you to make more money than anything's possible, bring stories in for people who've actually done it. All right, so if you're interested in being on this podcast, the link is in the bottom below. We'll do sponsorships, and we're also sponsored by the Move Miami. Okay, if you're in Miami, you want to shoot a podcast, the Move Miami to celebrities, influencers, entrepreneurs, everybody in there. My buddy Drew always is ready behind the camera to set up the great edits, and they're actually mobile now. So if you need mobile and you're in Miami, check out the Move Miami. And without further ado, we're gonna get right in. Ami, how you doing, brother?
Good, man. How are you?
Dude, how are you? Good, man. We're doing these late night podcasts. So we just wrapped up day 2 of the Xpro Domination Conference. Man, dude, what's your thought of the conference was phenomenal. People talked about it. How are you feeling right now?
Good, great. We're already starting to talk a lot about Miami, what we're going to start doing.
So let's talk about Miami right now.
Yeah.
What's the date of it?
Okay, so we're projecting that to be in October 2025, between October 10th through the 14th. So it's going to be a 3-day event. Yeah. So whatever we did here, just magnified in Miami. So it's closer to home. People can travel there, and who the hell doesn't like Miami?
That's Miami. So I plan on 10 times the amount of people I brought this time. So guys, we'll link the bio, the link below. Get your tickets now. They're only going to go up as they are. I'll put in a special bonus for anybody who takes it, screenshots and tags me on Instagram. I'll put in a special bonus, something we have for you guys, because this conference was off the hook. All right, so Ami, before we get into this, let's go a little bit about your history. People don't know anything about you. Who are you? How'd you get here, man? I feel like you're a gift from God, man, like angel. And I think I'm not the only person to say that. Some of your team members told me at their darkest spot you showed up to, and literally, I always call my business Changing Lives, literally been a part of changing people's lives and been there and recruit some best talent. But how did this all start? How did you get to where you're at?
Well, growing up, dad, hustler, moved from India, went to Germany, from Germany, went to the U.S., right, busting his ass off and stuff like that. Growing up, I didn't see him too much because he had the business. We had gas stations growing up, did all that. And then along the way, I don't know what it was just inside of me, but I always wanted to be my own man. Wanted to always have my own identity. I didn't want, so in our culture, there's a lot of saying like, oh, that's just dad's money, you're playing off of dad's money, or your dad bought you this, your dad does this, you really didn't do anything, your dad, type of thing. And I never wanted that. So growing up, my first job that I had was at a GNC, General Nutrition Center, selling sports nutrition products. And the only way I got that was when I was 17 years old. I got heavily into fitness. I started working out, training, and then from there, when I was
what sparked that to get heavily in fitness?
Okay, so when I was 16 years old in high school, there was a PE class, right? And it was CrossFit class. There was a guy, I still remember his name. His name is Jared Daniels, right? And he was one of the football player all-star stud. Yeah. Dude, I'm talking about this guy was freaking jacked. Looked like a smaller version of, I'm not even joking, I still remember his pecs, shoulders, and everything was symmetrical. I was like, what the heck is that? And I was like, dude, what the heck? And then from there, it just draw my attention. Like, I just saw power. Confidence, attitude, and then that was the same time where there's some family stuff that was happening on, so I had a lot of aggression. So growing up, I had a lot of aggression in myself, right? So then I'll get hot-headed, So then I started going into the gym because I was like, dude, if he can do it, I can do it too. I want to look like that. Who the hell doesn't want to have chilled abs, broad shoulders, big pecs, and stuff like that? So I got into the gym, started training. When I was 17 years old, I had an opportunity in I took a business class, and we're supposed to go find a job as an intern. Right. So I told the teacher, I said, you know what, I'm going to call this guy. He's an Indian guy too, and he owns a GNC, and I want to go intern at his place. Is that cool? She goes, yeah, go for it. So I went into the guy and went, hey, look, bro, I take a lot of supplements, right? But I don't know. I want to know to get to the supplement industry of what are the ingredients, why am I taking it, everything just for my self-knowledge. And just give me 6 months and educate me on the business, and I'll help you grow the business and everything, right? But I just want to know what ingredients I'm taking, what else can I take to better my health, right, and help others. Well, he said, perfect. Let's come on Monday. So I came on Monday and stuff like that, and that's where my first entrepreneur thing started. So basically, the store was barely doing $600 a day, and all I did was just at the gyms, I would wear a freaking shirt and just promote the business, right? Give out free packets of pre-workouts and all this kind of stuff. I'll be at high school, start talking to people, start bringing crowd.
So it came natural to you to market and be like, hey, I want to sell my sales. I'm going to wear a T-shirt for this and do it, right?
Yeah, started talking to more people and stuff like that. But I mean, at that moment, I wasn't as like I was starting to get a lot of attention because, dude, when it was summertime. When I had that summer break, all I did was, I still remember my PE teacher, he said, if you drink a gallon of milk a day, you'll put on a lot of size and muscle and eat shit ton of food.
It's true, too, by the way. I was doing that, I was doing legs 3 times a week. Arturo booked me on this and doing legs 3 times and drinking a gallon of milk a day. And you mass up, you bulk up.
Yeah. So I started doing that, and in a matter of 2 months, I went from 140 to 180. Stretch marks everywhere, just looked big. Everybody's like, what the heck? So I started getting a lot of attention from a lot of people. So now I'm like the cool, kind of getting like the little cool guy type of thing, right? Anyways, fast forward, that store was doing $600 a day, and within about 3 to 4 months, we started bumping up the sales to about $1,200 a day, and then it just started growing and growing. Then I'm working for free. You know, and the 6 months are over, and I'm like, dude, do you need more help? I'm down. Like, it would be Super Bowl, and the employees didn't want to work. I didn't care. I would work. If it's Sunday, I don't care. He called me, bam, I'll show up, right? So I was there sometimes to open to close, not even ask for a paycheck or anything like that. I just loved it. Doing the sales there, learning about health and fitness, helping other people about health and fitness, and that's where my sales cycle started. Sales entrepreneur, like understanding sales and everything started. Then what happened was, he bought another shop. When I was 18 years old, he made me the manager of that. Right, so I started managing the location.
At 18?
At 18, correct.
Nice,
yeah. And then at 20, he gave me the opportunity to partner up with him.
Wow.
And have a location together. So I did that, and that store did phenomenal from like zero, brand new location.
Where was it, California?
California, correct, yeah. So that location from zero to the first year, we had about, I think, 525 in sales. Brand new store, just market this shit out. For 6-7 months, I worked from open to close. Like, I would get there at 8 a.m. and I'll finish at like 8 p.m. I'll go train and market at nighttime at the gym, the local gym. I'll get home at like 11 or 12, meal prep, and wake up and do rinse and repeat. 6-7 months, to the point where, like, my hair was just long, my beard was all messed up. I'll call the guy and be like, dude, I'm like, bro, can you come here for like 5 or 10 minutes just so I can, right next door was a haircut spot, and I'm like, I don't care, I just need a cut real quick. So he would come for 5-10 minutes, whatever, I'll get a cut and come back in. I'm like, all right, bro, you can go back home. Well, then from there, I started like, we started getting employees, I started training them. My training was so good to the point where you can literally, my guys would grab the bottle. Like, if I give you a bottle of anything, fat burners, whatever it is, I don't even need to look at it. I would literally know to the T of what's in the bottle. The milligrams, what ingredients, that's how I had my guys trained. Because when it comes to your product and service, you should know it as like the back end of it. Right? If you don't know your product that well and you're not that confident, it's hard for you to sell the product, right?
100%.
Right? Especially in the fitness industry. So if you're grabbing a product and you give it to them, I'm like, Jeff, look at that thing, man. It has like 6 grams of citrine for the pump. You got the agmatine, you got this, that, blah, blah,
blah. You already knew to give it to somebody. That's the whole
thing. So you give it to somebody and you're counting them, and they're like, look at the ingredients. I'm going to talk about it as we're going down the line. And he's like, damn, he knows his shit. Right? And then I was like, okay, so I'm killing in the sales game, right? And my store's growing rapidly fast compared to any of my other partner stores, right? So then I'm like, okay, what else can I do? So then I started understanding how humans started thinking, right? So I'm a very veiny guy, so my veins would pop up, right? So what I started doing, I started wearing a heavy watch. I went to Costco and I got, I forgot what brand it was. and it was just a heavy, thick watch, right? And the whole purpose of that was I would grab a product, right? And I would grab it on this hand, the heavy watch, I'll drop it down like this, like dead weight, the blood rush would rush this way, right? And then when I notice it's rushing, it's getting numb, I'll switch it, grab it like this, I'm like, yeah, man, with the ingredients, yada, yada, and all you see is my arms looking hella massive, and the veins are popping, people are like, oh shit, he looks good. And dude, just from the small little tiny details and stuff like that, dude, the sales started increasing and stuff like that. So I started teaching people that. So when I was 23,
so you had all these guys wearing heavy watches there.
I would just show them tricks, dude. Yeah, shit like that. So yeah, all my guys, they would have heavy watches. My girls would have something like that. We would have like the craziest experience. You know?
I love it.
You know, and then from there, when I was 23 years old, I created a sports nutrition brand called Biogens. And my partner at the moment, I kind of started seeing that his way of thinking was changing. The way he was changing. He started partnering with other people and started doing some shady stuff, pretty much behind my back. I loved him and I treat him like a brother. Even today, if he came in front of me, I would give him a tight hug and I'll tell him, dude, thank you. You gave me think about it, Jeff. Like, correct. Who gives a 20-year-old dude an opportunity like that?
Yeah, I know.
Right. So no matter what, no matter where I am in life, I always tell people that I'm grateful that he gave me that experience because I learned a lot in the GNC business, right? So it was like a stepping stone for me. So no matter what happened between us two, I always give him respect, and I never talk shit about him or anything like that.
Is that why? Because the thing that I've seen is you get, including me, why you give opportunities now to people to run through them more? Do you think that has something to do with it?
Yeah, it has to do something with that. It had to do something with when I was looking for somebody to help me out. When I was stuck. Every single time I was stuck, I needed some. I couldn't go up to my dad. Ask for help. Right? He wasn't going to give me the best advice. I had a lot of friends, but there were some friends that I had who were great in fitness, training, bodybuilding, like this one Pacific friend, right? And I would ask him business questions, but it's like, how are you supposed to get help from somebody who's never done business before? Yeah. Does that make sense? Yeah. Like you and I, right? Yeah. We can work out, but we can't go train somebody. Yeah. I can't give you a diet plan because I'm not good at that. I can't give you a work regimen because I'm not good at that. My knowledge base is not in that. Right. But we can talk about finances. We can talk about marketing, business, all that. That's the language we speak. 100%. Right. So it came to the point where, like, when I needed opportunities, I wanted opportunities and stuff like that, I didn't get opportunities. And then what happened was, when I'm looking at a lot of people, a lot of people came into my life who were good people, right? Genuine good people. They wanted to do things, but it was only two things that are like either capital or opportunity. Yeah. Right. So when I started making money, in these companies that I have, and I started doing a lot of things, I started noticing that a lot of people have good ideas. They're looking for opportunities. I can provide them the opportunity. What's the point of me having all this capital just sitting in the bank if I can't even help somebody out and let's do something together? Right. Type of thing. Yeah. You know, it's like at the end of the day, Jeff, you and I, we're connected to God. We talk about God a lot, right? Yeah. At the end of the day, bro, it's gonna stay here. So even like my son, I'm prepping him right now. Like, dude, all this money is daddy and mommy's money. You don't get shit. Yeah. When daddy leaves, mommy gets it. When mommy leaves, I already have my foundation created, which is under my dad and mom's name, right? And then it's gonna go to them, and then that's going to back to kids in other countries that they can get education, better health, and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. You know, just giving it back. But what I'm trying to say is, the moral of that story is, I want to build my son into a character where he has to hustle and grind, because a man is only made when he struggles. Oh, so true. Right? So true. If I baby the shit out of him, which I do, I give him what he wants, but then I still teach him the other side of it too. Right? So when he's at an age when he's about 10 years old, he's going to have to work for whatever he gets. Yeah. Right? There's a big saying, and I forgot who said it. I want to give him credit, and he says, it's not what you leave to them, it's what you leave in them. Yeah. That counts. Yeah, so how old is your son, by the way?
4 years old.
4 years old. Okay, and you're already thinking, which I love that. And so you went from really just hustling, learning all this stuff now, to then getting the e-com space. So how did you go from GNC to the e-com space?
I stumbled upon it on accidentally. So in 2018, my Dublin location, I bought that in 2017. The landlord said, we're perfectly fine, but sales started decreasing, and the reason for that was, like, people would come up to to GNC. They'll grab a bottle. There's pull up the Amazon app, scan the barcode, see it for cheaper, 10, 15, 20 bucks. How am I supposed to compete with that when I have more overhead?
That's right.
Right? So they would be like, dude, I only have
I do that right now in GNC.
Yeah.
I go down and I look online. I'm like, I'll just order it.
Yeah,
You know,
I'll just wait 2 days, but I'll save 20 bucks.
100%. It's
Yeah.
like it's crazy.
Yeah,
you know?
and then-
and I hate it because I love GNC. I love the guys there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah. And then the other thing when it comes to e-commerce, I started thinking about is how many stores, and I started noticing because I would go to like Best Buy or something that I need, right? How many stores would you go to that online it shows the product, but in stores they don't have the product? It happens
Right.
all the time. So at least online it will tell you the accurate inventory.
correct. Yeah.
Right, so if you
So
get
true.
it, you get it. If not, it will say 0 out of stock. You find another product, right?
Yeah.
So I started noticing these trends in 2018. So I was like, all right, GNCs are not doing so great. I started helping with my dad because I just got married, right? I bought a house and everything. Bills are stacking up and stuff. So I'm like, okay, what's my next move?
So talk about that then. You got married. Like, how did that all come to be?
What do you mean?
Like, so you just got married. The bills are stacking up. Like, because me, I was always waiting till I crushed it to add on.
See, I don't do that.
Yeah, no.
I don't do. Okay, so a lot of guys think like you, like, oh, I want to kill it in life and then get
Right,
the
that's
lady,
dude.
right?
Totally. This is one of the life changing things that happened at your conference today. So
Yeah, so but it depends where you're in life. I found the one,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I found the support system I needed. She understood where I was going in life. She understood what I wanted in life, right? She understood what she was signing up for. So what I do is when me and my girlfriend, but wife now, when we first met and on our few dates later, 6 months later, I literally told her, hey, these are some of the things that I do and do not don't do, right? Like our non-negotiables we talked about on the stage.
Yeah.
The first thing is like I'm there for you no matter what. I'm loyal and all that kind of stuff, right? But this is what's gonna cost you. It's gonna cost you, like I'm gonna be doing a lot of things. I'm gonna be traveling. I want to do big things. So just be prepared, right? And then fast forward in 2018, we got married, and then we bought a house. Right, and then I was crushing and everything, but then the market started tanking when it comes to the GNCs, right? And then I'm helping out my dad, so whatever I'm getting from the other investments that I've made, the real estate I had in Arizona, and then with the money I was making with my dad was going directly to the bills and a little bit of savings, but I wasn't getting ahead. I see my boys over here driving nice cars like BMWs, Mercedes Benzes, traveling, doing all those things, and what were they doing was they were just taking care of their dad's business. Right? But then I'm like, dude, I want that shit too. Why can't I have that stuff? Right? So I got to do more. So then I asked my dad one question 2 times. So like, Dad, like we're getting the store. You have the stores, right? Let's get more stores and let's crush it because now it's my prime time. Right? My motive's high. I'm married. I know I'm going to have kids and all that kind of stuff. My dad simply said, no, we're fine. This is going to feed my family, your family, families to come. Now, Jeff, you and I know business ain't going to last forever.
Yeah.
Right? Unless you're the Rockefellers or some shit.
Yeah.
Right? So then, a couple months later passed by. I said the same thing again. He yells at me. He's like, why you keep bringing this up? Let's calm down. You're always go type of a guy, blah, 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 right? I'm like, dude, I can't do this thing. And then the other thing what I started noticing is mine and my dad's relationship was getting a little friction.
Yeah.
He's old-minded. I'm new-minded. I want to do this, that. So it wasn't working out. So I was like, I'd rather just start something else and keep the relationship before that goes away.
Right.
So then I slowly started stumbling into the e-commerce sector, and then it just started growing and growing and growing, and then just became this whole big thing.
Yeah, no, clearly. So then, and that's key. So now I want to go into this. So then, specifically, what you do is you buy and sell e-com stores now, correct?
Correct.
But by the way, let's actually talk because one of our mutual friends, Nick, right, Nick Marchand, he's the one who said that he saw you when you first was just like the two guys. It was you and Sanjit, right? So what was the expansion? How did it go from 2 to where it was? What was that like? How did because you went from that to now where you're at, right? What was the exponential growth? How did?
So the way that happened was basically when we met Nick, he was our sales coach with Cardone University.
Right. Yeah.
And we were, I forgot what revenue stream we're at. We had, our business model was completely different.
All right.
And then what we started noticing was that we were getting like, whatever model was, it was working, but not working at the same time, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Makes sense.
So then what we did is we had to shift. So then in 2022, we shifted the business model, and then from there it just started working. And then 2023, like I said, my dad had a heart attack in 2022 in November. We were crushing it. We're still growing at a good steady rate. But then in 2022 in November, November 1st, Dad gets a heart attack, you know, and then I go to Cardone's event on November 13th. Dad's still in the hospital, you know, and he needs improving, so that's why I went. So I went there to the 10X Business Bootcamp, and I'm looking at people, talking to people. This guy's doing 125 million, 30 million, billion, this, that. And then Grant Cardone's like, who makes $1 million a day like me? I'm like, what the hell? Right? And then my head just blasts. Like, I'm like, I thought I was crushing it. These guys are on a whole different ball game. Yeah. Right? And some of these dudes built these companies in like 3 or 4, 5, 6 years. I'm like, dude, what is it? Yeah. Right? So then I got back. And then my dad, he barely survived. You know, he was in the hospital for 26, 27 days, right? Comes back home December 7th. I'm looking at him playing with my son on the bed. He had a little medical bed just so he could be a little bit comfortable. He was perfectly fine. And I just look at him, and I still remember looking at him, and I'm just like, Dad, like, I'm about to blow this shit up, right? Like, I'm about to put your last name in every single country freaking possible. For me, that's more like whatever he's done, his struggles and stuff, it's kind of like giving back to him. Right. You know? It's kind of like a thank you type of thing, dude. It's kind of like you want to make your dad proud for everything, right? Yeah. And then from there, just shifted everything, and I just went ape shit. Like, I was like 2 hours of sleep, right? Go. Yeah. And then Pakistan team, boom, at 100 people, let's go. We're just going to blow this shit up. And then I went from just creating new e-commerce brands to I'm just going to buy my competition out, screw my competition, right? So then I was like, all right, who the hell wants to partner up with me, right? I'm going to own 60%, everything's mine, and all my headaches is mine, you get 40%. Yeah. And then people started liking that, and then boom, dude, we were buying like 5 or 10 assets every month, and the money was raking in, investors are happy and everything, and then it just worked. And then we shifted and then we had another model, and then I started coaching businesses because the model was working so well. Because all the people that I was working for was small and medium business owners that were investing with us, right? So they started, and I was always curious about other businesses. So I'd ask them questions, yada, 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 and they're like, oh, dude, I'm struggling with this, struggling with that, da-da-da-da. So I started helping them, and their business started growing too. I'm like, dude, I got something good going on here. Right? So then that's how my coaching thing started. And I was just providing them free value. Yeah. You know? Even today downstairs too, there was like 5 or 6 people, maybe more than that, and they're asking me very technical stuff. Right? They're like, we don't want to hold up your time. I know you're busy, stuff like that. You got a minute? I was like, yeah, bro. What you got? Yeah. Right? And I'm just there like, oh, you got a pen and paper? This is what I do. Just adding up very value. I'm like, dude, guarantee if you do this, you definitely get $5 million in revenue by the end of the freaking year. He's like, no freaking way. I was like, yeah, get my number. If it doesn't happen, like let's change some shit up rapidly fast. Right? The only thing I was missing compared to then until now was, dude, just execution, total speed. Yeah. Right, just boom, 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 boom. Who do I need? Who can I get in front of? Who can be on my team? What's the next connection? Who's my next team member? It doesn't even have to be here. It can be overseas. Hell yeah, let's go. And then that's when the team just completely expanded. And then we went from like, I think we were doing back in 2022 like 42 million in revenue, and now we're up to about 250 million.
Wow.
From 2023 to 2024 now.
Okay, and then now what inspired you now? The one thing I loved about you, and there's certain things, a lot of things, you've made me a better leader just by watching you, okay? I went and worked to a window company and just watched the multi-million and served and just said that. One of the things that just happened recently, one of my friends who I when I did life insurance, did webinars for that, she passed away, and you said, hey, bro, you need anything, you call me, right? And it was just like, it just shows the level of character. On top of that, even when I show up and I'm seeing you run everything, so many people, and everybody will see him, Miguel, Sanji, all these great people, King, your DJ, man, awesome guy. And I know I'm just mentioning names, but like they have to be mentioned because it's a point of you, Sahari, how do you say your name?
Yeah,
Sahari, yeah, she'll get mad. But they're just phenomenal, and they had the same, we would just talk about, like, behind your back, about how awesome and vision it is, right? And where they were struggling in their life, and you gave them opportunity, and now where you're going to, right? So what made you do this whole Xpro Domination thing, like this whole Xpro event that you did? Where did that come from?
So that basically,
because I'm so glad it did, by the way, because there's a new sheriff in town, literally with Xpro, and everybody saying he's cool, he cares, And man, is this for real? It's like so good, like because the feeling was so good by the people that we put in the room. It was just really just transcending. Everybody was saying it, right? And it's just gonna go on even more. That's why literally Miami, you got to be there next time. Any workshops that he's doing, we're doing, you got to be at. But what was the pivotal point when you were like, man, I'm gonna do this? Like you were coaching. Let's say this, because another moment. We're at the signature dinner. This guy's asking about e-commerce stores, how to do it. I'm about to connect him to you, right? He's like, hey, I have all this capital. I need to put an e-commerce store. I don't know what to do, right? And I'm trying to tell him. He doesn't like really know exactly what you do. And then you come over to me and be like, hey, this lady needs a course, and you pull me over at the same time. So you can coach somebody to build an e-commerce store.
I don't do the coaching. To be honest with you, I don't know much about e-commerce, dude. So
Just
my back end team does all that.
Okay.
Mine is all about the
marketing.
investments, marketing, growing the company over here and stuff like that. If you ask me like how the marketing happens or anything like that, dude, I bet you know more than me.
Yeah.
Right. I'm just like, I literally just talk to my team. This is what we got to do. Let's go.
Yeah.
And they take care of the rest. You know, graphics. This is my vision. This is what's in my mind. Somehow I just got to put it on paper, video, or something so they can get it and they can go. You know, even with the e-commerce stuff like that too. We sell over 100,000 different products.
Yeah.
Right. I don't even know half the products we sell.
Yeah.
And I don't care. As long as they're selling, why the hell does it matter?
Yeah.
Right.
Sure,
as long as it's making profit, why does it matter? How does it sell? I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
And as long as it's legal and ethical, right? And we're doing things right.
Over that. So we're going over that because there's some things you can sell that, could not be that way. Because you have an office in Dubai, right?
Dubai, Philippines, New Zealand, Australia, London, Canada, Africa, Pakistan, India.
Wow. All right. So then you come on, you decide to do this. Now you did a couple workshops before you did this whole first conference, right?
Yeah, we did one in Phoenix just to kind of test and kind of get our feet warm to see how would it be me to be on stage,
right?
Which has worked out amazing because I got to meet Sarah either.
Oh, that's
where I met her.
Me, yeah.
And then she came into my life.
Yeah.
And then she came into my life, which was the perfect time because she was on her downfall.
Yeah.
It's kind of like like it's funny, bro, because God connects people at the right freaking time.
So kind of like me, man. It was a prayer. I was praying, and then I opted in my VAs. So we train our VAs to opt into certain funnels for speaking gigs. We do this for our clients. So we did it. So I did it that way. The call went in. I got on with Sarv. I did the pitch, and we were on the phone. And in 20 seconds, I told the story about my brother, what I want to build, right? And said, hey, man, I could bring some people. Because I would do this before. This isn't the first time I did it. People would always come. And I said that. And you said, yep, let's go. And you just were like that right away. And I remember being like, okay, let's go then, I remember texting my buddies like, hey, I'm going to Cabo, So that was awesome. So now when you curated this event, right, what was your, the one thing that I even know, because I see you just generally want to help people.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was your main thing. I was like, yo, we need a back and offer. We need this. So you're like, yeah, but we got to help people. We're going to come in here. We're going to solve stuff. We're going to do it. We're going to work through people's problems, right? And that you don't see in the coaching space. You don't see that more. People withhold the secrets, right? I'm guilty of that. I got into this space just by literally helping people, and then people said I should be on my own. So then when I was on my own, I had to charge, and then I had all these people, so I didn't know how to not charge. And then I was making people, mad because I was just charging to get on a call with me, right? And I, by the way, nowhere near the level of what you did, but I knew my one skill set, what to do, right? So I would always teach that over and over. So where now, when you put on this event, man, and this was Rockstar, what was the main thing that you wanted to get out of this event when you did it?
The main thing I wanted to get out of the event was so there's a lot of people that get stuck when it comes to the business. Mm-hmm. Obviously, when you're living up or you're starting, whatever it was, my main focus was to provide knowledge. I mean, you've seen the workbook. That thing's big, bro. Yeah. It's not tiny. So that's a lot of research, a lot of design, a lot of implication, a lot of freaking research. Over a year's worth of research, if not more than that.
You know, so after going to a lot of conferences, the one thing I really hated, like you said, was there's always a sell, back and offer. The only back and offer I said was, hey, if you guys want to continue whatever you guys learn here and take it to another step, here's your QR code. You guys can, you know, there's Eric Klein, Nick, Mershon. We're doing a little 90-day.
We'll leave the link on that below too as well.
Yeah, so it's more tailored towards. There's a group. And then the other one is if you want one-on-one or you want it done for you.
Yep.
Right? So those are the three things. But if you want to do it, amazing. If not, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Right. And then the other thing that we only promoted was just Miami.
Yeah.
Right. But I'm not here trying to promote any investment types or anything like that. The other thing was too is I'm looking for my next venture, partner, or relationship.
Yep.
Simple as that. Right. And the way I operate is if I want to partner up with someone, I don't just do Zoom call, text, or phone calls, dude. Right in person.
Yep.
Because when it comes to Zoom calls, you might be looking sharp up top, but I don't know what the hell you're wearing underneath. You might be wearing freaking boxers with.
Because you're doing big deals to work with people in real. That's why it was big, and that's why it was big to do this stuff and pick a location like Cabo, bring some people in. They get to see you, same deal. Say, hey man, the zombie guy's cool. All right, we're gonna do a deal with him. You know, so it's kind of bringing people on your turf as well too. You know?
So far, I mean, in there we probably have about. 50 to $75 million worth of business just right there.
Oh yeah,
just
100%.
the deals.
Yep.
And I didn't even say anything.
Yep.
I'm not going to anybody saying, "What do you do?
Yep.
How can I help you?"
Right.
Or anything like that. People are coming up to me. You did a great event, right? How can we help you and serve you,
dude? Everybody's saying that.
Yeah.
What do you need? Like, this is a movement. Like, it's totally a movement. I feel it. A lot of things. They're like, how can I serve? Jake was even saying. Other people are like, what can I do? And it's just cool because when you get that, that's the most powerful part of marketing,
exactly.
Right? Is word of mouth. And I said that, and Nick texted me before. I was like, this is special in here. Like, it's just different than we've been to both a lot of conferences, right? A lot of masterminds. And I'm just really excited for it because so many people are in my DMs like, man, I missed out. I want to go. So anybody in there, I'll leave you the link. Put your money where your mouth is. Buy the ticket next week because it's only going to get better, right? It's only better. What are your plans for, like now in the future? We just finished this. Where can people get the recordings? Like what's now the plan now for Miami? Like what's the plan now? Because you have this whole workbook, right? I feel like you can do little workshops and work through it as well. Still, you know.
Yeah. Like you and I, we touched base on it. We'll be doing some intimate masterminds where we literally dig deep into that thing, so it won't be like what we did here. It was more on the party aspect of it, but more like, hey, let's stay focused. There will be a dress code. You know, keep it professional. None of that rowdiness. If you're wearing shorts or anything like that, no, you're out, bro. I don't even give a crap if you paid $20 grand, $30 grand in ticket prices, right? But the main thing is like that book right there is like the holy grail, right? And we're gonna. There's a lot of conferences I'm pretty sure you've been into where the speakers talking about their experience and all that kind of stuff. But then if you're in the car business and you're talking about sales, how can I relate that to my finance industry sales?
Right, yeah.
Right? It's completely different. So what you and I and Nick and Miguel, what we did on stage was freaking crazy because we're talking to a credit repair lady and we're giving her ideas.
Right, yeah.
The credit repair lady, she's getting ideas from everybody else. Everybody's chiming in. Everybody's in. We're getting a bunch of ideas.
We need to do more of that. That's where it happens.
She's writing shit down. Like, oh, that's right. What do you think about this? And we're asking the question, what do you think about that? What do you think about that? You see what it is? Yeah. So then we're talking about, let's just say, we're talking about non-negotiables.
Right, yeah.
Here's my non-negotiables. Let me see other people's non-negotiables. Have you thought about this? Have you thought about that? Oh, shit, I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
Right? I didn't even think about this. Now the mind opens up. Now we're learning.
Yeah.
That's the whole purpose of this shit.
Yeah.
How many masterminds, Jeff, have you been to where you probably paid $5,000 to $10,000 or $20,000, $30,000, right? And all they're doing, they're just talking, and you're just like, dude, what the hell? I just wasted my time.
Yeah.
Right? And that's what I want to change.
One thing we should do, actually, and I'll say it right now, and Maritza, actually, who I connect you with, who she's all in, and she's like a COO type person, like care, service, same way. There's a mastermind she went through. She was one of the best ones where they do it, and they have breakout sessions where they go and target different points of it, right? Like, that's something that would definitely work for this model, right?
100%.
With that book, 100%. Like, hey, everybody comes in and you don't come out so you have your non-negotiables, we'll vid them and then you can go back in and implement them. Because so many times we get talked at, right? You go to these events, and then you have to go implement and you got to go run your business, you know?
Yeah. I mean, look, the book literally has everything. Your target audience, current status of your work, you know, your 3 risk suppliers, product services, everything.
Where can someone get that book?
We haven't launched it online,
but our plans are to do virtual events too, if ever needed.
Yep.
So then you and I, Nick, will be on those virtual events, and we'll give that out. But the only problem is 300 freaking pages.
So crazy story. The Vault, which we've both been to, we
Correct.
love PBD. I actually brought that book when I started my consulting business. I wrote PBD and said, "Hey, I'm going to use the system." I plopped it down. That the first big consulting contract I got, I was like, "I'm just going to implement this in the book." Right? This one's the one on steroids here. But when I did it, Brad Lee actually, I sent a picture of it, and I actually made $100 on Brad Lee because he asked me for the book. He's like, "I need that book." And it's funny because everybody was leading because it was so interactive that we didn't get through the book. People were like, "Oh, I heard people leaving. We're going to just work through that book tomorrow," right? And it was the level of care that you went through this book and put it in here. Like, this is the blueprint, right? You can use this module for any business success. It's
100%.
phenomenal. All right, so here, let's get to the what else? Let's talk about your future vision. What's your why in life?
Well, I mean, like I shared on stage, I want to help 100,000 different family homes get financially free, to make money passively rather than the rich getting richer, and we're helping them getting richer as well too. Because money in the bank, that doesn't work out. 401ks are a failure. IRAs are a failure. It's just one of those things. Financially educate them as well. So get them financially free, teach them about finances, how taxes work, all that kind of stuff, and get into the mindset of, hey guys, you can invest and you can get ahead without you worrying about multiple different factors, right? And to learn that money is, at the end of the day, Jeff, you and I know, money's a facade.
Yeah.
It's just thin air. It's literally like crypto. Bullshit. It's creating thin air.
Yeah.
It's zeros and ones. I can literally put your name on it and get some hot chicks with big boobs, with, on their bras, put the logo on it, and you're going to get $20 million and you can bounce in a day. Fake money.
Yeah.
That's how dollar bills are.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
But the only thing is, between that dollar bills, we've agreed on the value, and we've agreed on the negotiation. Other than that, dude, we can literally rip a piece of paper and make that valuable as well, too.
Right, that's what contracts are. When I went to one of the masterminds, I learned how to acquire companies. It was just on a piece of paper with no money involved and just an agreement. It blew my mind. I was like, I wanted to do more of those deals, right?
Yeah.
All right, so let's ask this. Best money advice. I'm going to go through the final 5 questions here. Best money advice. This is the Make More Money podcast. We bring people on, right? There's people starting all off in their business. Maybe they're just startup. They have that. What's the best money advice you would give somebody?
Number 1, stay broke.
Yeah.
Number 2, when I'm saying stay broke is no matter where you are in life, how much money have you made, how much revenue you made, act like you're freaking broke, no matter what. So you're always going to be hungry, right? Number 2, when it comes to money, is get rid of it.
Yeah.
You really don't need it. You need to get rid of it. When I'm saying get rid of it, I'm saying get rid of it before the end of the year. 1, you won't pay taxes if you invest it properly. Yeah. Number 2 is you want to get rid of it so you can produce more cash flow out of it, right? So those are my number 2. And number 3 is learn how to leverage money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. All right. Number 2 is best relationship advice. So this could be business, right? You build out a lot of relationship advice. And actually, talk a little bit about your team that people don't know, because you built out a great culture with your team, right? Talk a little bit about just people on your team and how they're big parts of the team. There was a moment we had where Miguel was getting up on stage and you were just coaching into him. I wish we had it on tape, because it reminded me back in my football days, right?
Oh, and backstage, yeah.
It was so cool, and the way he was looking, I got this, you got it, just go. And you were a leader, just giving it to him because you understand passing the torch. It's not about you, it's about empowering other people, right?
It is.
And I see you giving options to that. And when I give you feedback about one of the people, you listen, and then you're like, no, okay, we'll do this, right?
Yeah.
What about that, right? Like you have a rock star team. I love your team. I feel like they're family, right? What talk about your team right now? Just to tell me a little bit about how it comes to be, because you just said you pick people in the hardest time, like Sahari, right? So where does that come from? You know what I mean? Where would you be without your team? Let's put it that way.
Not too far, to be honest with you.
Right.
You already know the saying too, the bigger the team, the bigger the dream.
Yeah.
Right? So when I was at GNC and I started this business, when I had the sports nutrition brand, I wasn't so a lot of business owners, they stay small is because they're always penny pinching, trying to get more, trying to save money on employees. That shit never works out. You're always going to be working in the business. You're never going to work on the business, right? So then if you can, dude, I wish I can get freaking 100,000 employees. I want 100,000 W-2 1099s on my payroll. That should be a problem.
Yep.
Right, right, because then if you got 100,000 people that are on your payroll, like right now we have about I think about 900 or close to 1,000 total globally, right? But if you have that much people working for you, you know you're crushing it, right? And then the other thing I think about it as well too is like I'm helping them feed their family. I'm giving them money as far as like I'm helping them stay in one roof, right? But it goes beyond that too. So I got dreams for myself as far as I want a house, I want the jets, I want the cars and all that kind of stuff. But dude, I don't want to be up top by myself. It ain't fun to be up top by yourself.
Who you do it with,
right? And then so that's why like all my team, I freaking just keep telling them. So me and Miguel, we've already game planned in 6 months, bro. By the end of the year, he's gonna have that Porsche. Right? When you met me last year, he wanted to get the house. He's going to buy that house by January for sure. He sees that. I put that shit in his mind, and that's why I'm working him toward. And then from that point, when he has that in his mind, then what I do is I just keep coaching him as far as like what to do to get to that goal.
Yeah, that's the best thing. One of the things I did with our virtual assistant business is we did reality board. We make them put what they want, and it was just cool to see someone buy a car, someone buy a house, right? They've done these things since they've worked with us. As an entrepreneur, it's one of the best feelings, is it not? All right, best relationship advice then that you have.
As far as
business or personal? Maybe do personal with like...
personal with friends or
with your wife, like you're a businessman. You're always go. You literally just finished a dinner and event. You're up here. You said yes to a podcast. Now you're up here. Like talk about that. Like
I mean it's very simple. I literally tell her how it is. I literally tell her how it is. I promised her a life. So when in 2018, she didn't know that we like financially like we were up to that par, right? So but I never let her feel that way. Right, so I always provided whatever the hell she needed. But then in 2019, when I started growing this business, I told her, I was like, oh, we're gonna make a shit ton of money. 2020 came, I said, oh, this is what I'm about to do. Right, and then 2022 came, and then I was like, this is what I'm about to do. 2023, I was like, I'm about to go ape shit on this because my dad almost died, and the biggest regret, so when I found out my dad probably wasn't gonna survive, the doctors had a 5% chance, right, of his survival. I didn't cry because he was gonna die. I cried because the goal that I had, I was way too far, and he wasn't going to see that. He wasn't, bro, if that didn't happen, he wouldn't be able to see me on stage. I knew I was going to be on stages. I knew I was going to impact a shit ton of people. I knew I was going to get the calling-ins and soon private jet and all this kind of stuff, right? I knew that was going to happen, but that was going to happen a lot longer in life, 5-10 years. But when that happened, I'm like, dude, life's fucking short. I got to speed this shit up. Again, this is you. This is your goal. That fine line right there, how can you shorten that distance? People don't focus on that shit. Right? So then I just started dishing out the money, trying to get closer and closer, like shorten that gap. Right? So when it came to my wife in 2023, I told her straight up, okay, well, we're at the point where I told you we can buy, like in 21 or 22, I was like, remember when I promised you that we can literally buy anything? Like we were at that point, and then 2023 happened, and I was like, we're gonna get to the point where we're gonna be famous, right? So she understands what we're doing, and then when it really hit with her was when me, my son, my father-in-law, my mother-in-law, we went to Miami. We got on a cruise. We met this fucking phenomenal dude, bro, from Africa. And he was like a Argentinian dude from Africa on the cruise, right? Bro, I don't know what it is. I get sucked by energy. It's like magnet.
Me too, man. I love your energy. I love how you go so fast with the questions because I keep up with it. Like, that's why I just love being, like, around good energy people,
Yeah. So this guy, we go to get some wings. Right, so we're eating wings, and there's like, hey man, let me get your table, da da da. And bro, just the way he communicated with me, literally in 30 seconds, I told my wife, he's gonna work for me. I got to do something that he needs to work for me. He deserves more. Then I asked him, I was like, bro, you got to work for me. And he thought I was just joking. Then my father-in-law comes in. He goes, dude, he just offered you a fucking job. You denied it. He's not fucking joking. He would never ever waste his time and energy and resources
on for somebody like that. I wrote my number. We exchanged contacts, and now, dude, in Africa, we're about to start a diamond business,
Nice.
right?
Yep.
And bro, the dude's killer. He wants to do. His why is his son.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, his son passed away when he was on the cruise a couple months ago. But now he's just like he's still crushing it, trying to make it, and trying to make his son proud. You know, but it's just one of the things. And the way that worked out too is on the cruise, nothing happened. Now again, God connects right people in the right way, right? Yeah. We landed in this. I forgot where it was, some part of Mexico, right? And then we were just supposed to stay on the port. We weren't gonna go too far. We got out of the port, about the port area, and there's a Mexican restaurant. I was like, dude, let's go get some tacos and nachos, get some margaritas, right? So we're walking, and I see him walking this way, and I walk. I was like, what's up, bro? How you doing? I'm like, what you got going on? He's like, just doing some shopping, right? And I was like, dude, we're about to get some food. You want to join? He thought about it, and then he's like, you know what? Yeah, bro. We're sitting down, we're having conversation, and it's like we're connecting on this crazy ass, like with the conversation we're having, we're crazy, right? And then what happened was he's like, dude. Like, I kid you not, I feel like God sent you. And when my wife heard that shit, she's like, all right, this son of a gun is on some crazy ass shit. He whatever he's doing is some crazy shit. And now we're about to do the diamond business from Africa, dude.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's when she understood what I am doing is not for the money. It's way more far than that. And that's when she was like, she had that little aha and that proud moment.
Yep.
You know?
How'd that feel? That'd feel pretty good, right?
It did.
Yeah.
But what makes me more feel better, I mean, I know she's going to support me no matter what, but what makes me more feel better is my son, seeing my son down there and kind of cheering out for me, and then I see my dad on this side. That's what makes me feel better when I was on stage, bro.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome, man. Yeah, and you killed it on stage. You went out there like a general, comical. You remind me, dude, I lost my older brother. Remind me just the way you take care of me and just gave me the opportunity. Remind me a lot of my older brother, and I just so thankful, man. All right, change in the education system. So, I was a teacher back in the day. I do consulting and all that stuff. But what's some change? And you're doing it, by the way. I think this is it. This is like the education, right? Like, what's something we can do better off? What's some, you have a 5-year-old kid, 4-year-old kid. What's something that we could do? Part of me, I was like being like, man, I want to bring kids in this world because the education system's messed up. What's something we could do to change the education system better?
Number one thing is we focus too much on here. We have to learn history. We have to learn this. We have to learn that. If you don't excel in X, Y, Z, right? Even if you don't have an interest on it, you're not going to go to college. So we put that in that fill your shit mind in their brain. Now you and I, Jeff, if we're not interested in anything, we're not going to absorb that information, right? So we should focus on kids to do 3 simple things. One is English, reading and writing, and do math. That needs to be down, right? That's a staple. But from there, it's like, what does that kid really like? What's his interest? So like me and my son, I focus on the stuff. He likes to do like the scientific stuff. Right. So we'll build volcanoes and we'll do all this other scientific stuff. I bought kits from Amazon and he just loves it. It's a blast. Legos. So I keep him very like charismatic on that. He likes mechanical stuff. So him and Grandpa, I don't do cars. Like I know about cars, I love driving cars, but I don't know engine parts or anything like that. Same, I got a mechanic for that, right? Yeah. So Grandpa likes to do that. So he gets with Grandpa and like, oh, this is the engine, yada yada. He knows more about cars than I do. Yeah. Right. So then, so it's just stuff like that. Keeping kids at a younger age, curiosity. Yeah. Number 2 is like the event that we did. Yeah. Taking your kids to these events. Yeah. Totally agree. Yeah. Having them sit down, having them taking notes, so they can start priming their brain. I mean, they have to be about 10 years old to start for them to understand.
Are you familiar with Montessori schools? No. So they're basically schools, because I was a teacher and I studied it, where they let kids learn as they go. There's no direction. Good. You put them in and they just can grow. It's almost kind of like hippie-ish, but I was like, it's ingenious. I was like, if I had to do, I would do that. It's like kind of what you're already doing with your son, you know? So it's cool. Yeah, I'm big on that. Where it's at. All right, where can people find more from you?
Easy, man. Just find me on Instagram, Amrinder Xpro.
Or spell it because it's not as easy as you said.
It's AMRINDERXPRO on Instagram. Hit me up, DM me, whatever. If I don't reach out to you, my team will reach out to you guys. We're more than welcome to help. I get DMs left and right. We're answering questions. And
it's about to get up a whole lot more, man.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can feel. Can you feel it? I can feel, and there was a point in my brand where I feel people talking about me.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? I can feel it with this
Yeah.
already. You know what I mean?
100%.
So I'm so excited to be a part of it, dude. Thank you after the night just coming up and doing this.
I love it.
We're doing back to back. Thank you to Jake. By the way, guys, if you want. Click the link below if you want to sponsor a future episode of this or be a guest on the Make More Money podcast, where we bring people just like this to you. And man, dude, you definitely changed my life. I'm excited about what we have together.
Definitely. Love the
Appreciate you,
relationship,
man.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you, man. Awesome.